Boo. Yeah, I bet you didn't expect some big boy to be on screen, be like, "What's up?" Yeah, you thought you got to see some anime titties today? No, just me. But stay in tune because I got something to talk about anime, right? You know, everybody's favorite medium. You know, it's definitely well, you know, it's definitely something we could say that at the least. So yeah, anime. It's one hell of a medium. There's a lot that happens in anime, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But I mean, listen, I will say this though: we're not gonna go over some of the, you know, the thing like the this thing, right? Even though I got massive titties right here, or or like the ooga booga thing, you know, the in out that thing. We're not talking about that. Instead, we're gonna be talking about more of like the real shit, you know, like the nice artsy stuff and like all the cool stuff, like how that can benefit our lives, you know, if you could even believe that. But first, let's just talk about anime in general, right? Like as I mentioned, yeah, it's a bit horny. Fair enough. I mean, that's Japanese culture in a nutshell, right? Or like I shouldn't say that as a nutshell because, well, I don't know that much about it, but I know like there's like a good portion of Japanese culture where yeah, we got some horny shit, and they're willing to embrace it out, much like other Western cultures. So there's that. But also, there's the more creative aspect of it. There's like, you know, you got the nice visual side of it. You know, there's like great anime series with like wonderful drawings, right? Just like some of the background artists do a good job on the scenery, and then like there's the character designs, and then there's every that shit fire. 100% great A tier shit. And like you get like they just go nuts. Like some of the animes just don't give a flying fuck, especially animes and Trigger Studios. And you know, some animes you might see from them would be well, some what a couple of my favorites, right, is Kill la Kill. Really good one, really nice. Panty Stocking is also a good one, despite it being you know, horny bait, kind of in a sense, right? Uh Little Witch Academia isn't like so absurd, but it's just like a nice show. It does go absurd every now and then, right? Like shows like that, basically. Fucking good, high quality, good shit. Would give 8 out of 10 in my anime list. You know, very good stuff. But um, but yeah, like animes would go above and beyond. Same with the writers and like the music composition too. Oh my god. Mm. God fucking shit. I swear to God, my dude. Like some of like the best music I've seen comes from anime, you know? Like Japanese people know how to make their good fucking music, you know? It's just good shit. And if I have to pull up any examples, uh I can't because I don't know, I just listened to anime OP and I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking jam into this. The writing in some shows too, also great. Like there's like a lot it's just like basically whenever you find like a good anime, something like Banana Fish, for example, or like Wonder Egg Priority, stuff like that, right? Writing, very good. Music composition, great. You know, like the animation, of course, really good. All the good stuff all around, right? Very good shit. Of course, you get like some shit anime every now and then, but even then, honestly, something like the shitty anime is like it's still pretty good. Obviously, I'm not gonna try to go over everything because if I do, then we're just gonna take out the video. I just wanted to go over that real quick, just to say like, yeah, anime cool, very good stuff. So how does this help our lives? Or, like, how the fuck is this important? Well, there's a lot of things. There's like, where the fuck do I even begin? Uh, so one way that anime can help us is through like it. Well, anime is a piece of media, okay? It's a way to storytell, and it's a way to tell or send off a message, much like any other piece of media that exists out there, right? And depending on the anime itself, like even some of the more goofier shit, right? Um, it could teach you like some life lessons that you wouldn't even think about with like some animes because it's like, oh, haha, it's just funny, ridiculous shit, whatever, right? But like, we'll go over like the more like cliche sort of messages, of course, because like if I had to go over everyone, I'd probably have to make a video per anime series or like per anime show that I would want to go over because my guy, there's like a lot, but generally like the more cliche stuff is like, oh, you're gonna make friends along the way. You're going on this journey, and like friendship is very cool, whatever. But like also, I think the biggest one that I see among like a lot of anime is more of just like the fact of just exploitation, like exploring, and just fucking going out and doing whatever you want, just like breaking the boundaries. Which I love those two things a lot, and I've used them in my life. And bro, I'm just big chilling, I'm off living life. I feel so good about myself. It's like a fucking drug almost. It's nuts, but yeah, couldn't have learned that without anime. I mean, the thing is, like, I would notice this sort of shit, and it's like, oh, well, there's anime, and maybe, yeah. You could, obviously, this applies to some other shows, too, uh, that I can't name, because small brain energy, but, I mean, still, that sort of ideology, right, like, it's emphasized a lot in anime, and the fact that it's also, like, shorter and, like, more digestible compared to American media, or, like, Western media in general, where it's, like, episodes range from like 40 minutes to an hour, whereas anime is like what 20 minutes. I think 10. Some are 10-minute episodes. Some are on you. Like there's like one anime series like like show I call it because it's on YouTube, right? Published by Trigger Studios. It's Inferno Cap, and yeah, pretty good show if you haven't watched it. But anyways, a lot of those shows like they would like show you through the fact that like yeah we could be absurd and fucking stupid all we want, but hey, it's good content, and you know what, hey, it feels good to do all these things. And yeah, I didn't really think this out. I'm not gonna like I thought that this is gonna be a lot more simpler in terms of like generalizing anime, but like anime is so varied with like a lot of shit. Like each own series has its own like message, of course, right? And like each own like show and everything has like its own thing that brings to the table. But generally though, it's the whole breaking the boundaries sort of deal, right? If like in the show itself, but also like background, right? Because like well in the show itself you got like the main character, it's like, oh, average dude, pretty much a loser, right? And like and just sits in his room jacking off the animals. I don't fucking know. Shit like that basically, right? And then all of a sudden, right? There's something that he wants, or like there's something that's like really big or popular, whatever, and main character's like, I want that thing, me want it, and then he goes, does the thing, blah blah blah, and then goes on this whole journey and adventure, comes back, learning some new lessons, and then he gets the thing he wants. The end. And I'm sure I could explain this a lot better if I explained the hero's journey, which if you haven't heard of that, that's just like an overall storytelling, like billboard, like not billboard, excuse me, blueprints, and Hollywood uses this a lot. A lot of people who make any type of media use this method a lot because let me think about this, right? Okay, so the hero's journey, first of all, before you even go further, right, is basically uh you have the main character living through their daily life. They're like a normal person, basically. Then they face through some sort of challenge or like some sort of like negative thing in their life, some sort of issue. They go downhill. Then they go into this is all like if you see a figure of this, I'll try to put like a figure on screen right now so that you guys get an idea of where I'm coming from here. But basically, you got like this issue, right? Like where the main character goes through this issue, goes into like a downhill spiral, descends essentially, and then is now in like a dark sort of space. It's like in the unknown almost, right? And then a mentor comes in and is like, all right, so now you're in the well, actually, no, the mentor will come in to lead them to the unknown. Then, or somebody will lead them to I don't know, something like that, right? They'll bring him into the unknown, go through some sort of training, or like go through some sort of adventure then. And then, after all of that, the main character grows and develops into somebody who's able to fix this problem now, goes back into like the overworld, if you will, or like back to their own world that they were used to, and they come back as this like stronger person or like this like wiser person, something like that. Face the problem back again, and then goes to help others, and then repeats the cycle over and over again. Right? That's the hero's journey, and that is applied to every single story. And probably hearing that a little bit, even with my like shitty paraphrasing, it sounds like a lot of stories that you probably seen, right? Like a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows. It's heavily emphasized in kids' movies. Like it's kind of like spoon fed to you almost. But for other media, especially like what is it, Scott Pilgrim? We'll go with Scott Pilgrim as an example. I know we're talking about anime, but no, fuck it. Why am I going Scott Pilgrim? I mean, we can talk about Scott Pilgrim, but we can also go with like fuck it, My Hero. My Hero's an easy one. So My Hero, right? You have Deku, okay? He's weak as fuck, little pussy boy, right? And then you know, gets bullied and harassed by a Bakugo, and he's like, you're a fucking wimp, you know, little bitch boy, you know, suck on penis or some shit. He feels sad. Then all of a sudden, problem happens. He's not able to fix the problem. He's not able to solve it, but tries to do it anyways, right? You know, tries to help Bakugo, whatever. Then All Might comes in. He's like, "I'm going to save the day." And then he comes and saves the day, and he goes like, "Whoa, you're super cool, man! Oh my god!" And then All Might's like, "Oh yeah, you're a strong man." Goes through training, eats hair, and then becomes like stronger. Actually, like goes to the academy, becomes a superhero, and then well, not the end, but like obviously there's more going on. But that's like the very general, and that's like the first couple of episodes right there. Look at that. That sounds like the hero's journey right there. Yeah. Go back to Scott Pilgrim. We got Scott chilling in the band, right? He's a bit of a loser. Nah, actually, he is a loser. Plays a bunch of video games. Is grooming a fucking 16-year-old Asian woman, I guess. God. God fucking damn it, dude. That movie's something else, man. But you know, he's trying to get bitches, right? But he finds this one girl. He's like, "Oh my god, I love you. You're so good." No, this cool shit. But then he descends into that whole like fighting a bunch of people basically to fight for the woman. And what is it? Then he goes over to the boys and be like, "Yo, I need help. I don't know how to go through this." Boys help him out a bit. Then he goes and fights them. Like it's kind of like a mix between like the end of the cycle and like the underground stuff. But overall, it's kind of similar. But like, see, the like writers are very clever at creating like blurs and sort of like that sort of illusion that you think like, oh, it's a different story. But in reality, if you look deep into a good amount of stories, then no, they follow like the same pattern, right? And why the fuck did I go through all of that? What was the entire point? Well, my whole idea, like the entire purpose of just explaining that was one, there you go, that's how all media is made. But two, anime does it in such an interesting way that again, all anime shows are unique in their own way. You know, there's something interesting about them. And they all tell a different message. They all have, it feels like different stories, and they do such a good job at like explaining shit. But they also break the boundaries by like adding in like a different thing to this hero's journey each time, every time. You know, there's like always something new, there's always something fresh, and there's always something new to learn from. Okay? And I would love to go in depth more about that, but the thing is, again, I'd have to go to each and every show, at least the shows that I've watched, right? And then talk more about that, and then just like sort of go in like a sort of review almost on the anime. But and I might do that in upcoming future videos. We'll see. But either way, though, uh, that's really difficult, and I probably chose a really hard subject that I didn't realize I was doing. But hey, that's what happens when you improv all your videos and have no script. So there's that. But yeah, so bottom of the line, there's a lot going on with anime. There's a shit ton of things that happen with anime. And, you know, for some people, and it's also easily digestible too. So, like, for some people to say, like, anime cringe, okay, yeah, fine, whatever. But, like, at the same time, it does teach you a lot of things. Like, if people think, like, oh, anime's a waste of time, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's going to teach you, like, physics or some shit. I also talk about JoJo Part 7, you know, you're not gonna learn like physics, or you're not gonna like study for your classes through anime or like history or whatever. It's more of like helping you to understand life and understand social skills and all that. That's if you go with like that open mind perspective and like take the messages from the anime, have influence with the characters, right? Because that's another big thing too. Is like you can have influence from characters that come from these shows, and you know some might want to strive to be them. Like I know like plenty of kids in middle school and high school, you know, they'll look up to like really strong characters or like really brave characters from anime, and they'll be like, yeah, I want to be like All Might, for example, or like I want to be like Saitama from One Punch Man, or fuck, who was the one guy? Yeah, I want to be like Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, like those kind of people. I want to be Goku, you know? It's like, yeah, I think those are like good inspirations, you know? It's like, oh yeah, like at least it helps with being physically healthy. Let's start with that, right? Because like, you know, those characters are pretty fucking buff. They got a lot of muscle in them, so that would probably encourage a lot of kids to start doing like weightlifting or calisthenics or exercises in general. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube that there's like a bunch of weebs out there that made like a bunch of workout regimens based off around these characters, like like how to get like, if we're gonna take All Might for example, easy example, right? It's like it's mostly gonna be more upper body focused because he's literally just like Dorito triangle. Like, man, I can't make a triangle for the life of me. Fuck. Dorito triangle like this, and like skinny. Oh shit. Ah, no. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, Dorito shape body, right? Like upper body, but like skinny ass legs. And also he has like the upper body, like he has a good punching strength and all that, so there might be some boxing in there. Like shit like that, right? Or guts. Alright, guts from Berserk. Overall fucking lean, like buffed up to shit. And we could even stick with like different arcs of guts from Berserk, but we're gonna, I think the Golden Age one is probably the best one. I've seen a video on it. I haven't actually watched a lot of Berserk. I just heard about the Golden Age Berserk or Guts, and I thought it was like, okay, yeah, that's something I aspire to be. Like, I'm actually working out to try to imitate that sort of body, and so far it's progress, but we're getting there, right? But shit like that, basically. That's one thing. Another thing is like mentality, like the sort of like mature mindset, or like these sort of like you know, wise mindset, or like a brave mindset, like whatever mindset you want to adopt. You know, you can get like the best examples from anime characters, right? And I know what some of y'all think, it's like, oh, this is fucking cringe. You really gonna use anime characters as role models? Well, yeah. As stupid as that sounds, yeah, sure, why not, right? Like, listen, if TikTok celebrities can be role models for some kids, I'd rather have anime characters be role models for some kids. Like, oh, some. I don't think characters like Light Yagami from Death Note should be a role model in life, because you know, I don't want you to go out murdering people. That would be nice. Or like trying to play God. That'd also be pretty cool if you did do that. But I don't know, not you. It's up to you really. But either way, you know, you can have anime characters as role models, and you know, this could go the same with like any other character in media, right? You know, fuck. See, this is how you know I haven't watched a lot of Western media, because I haven't fucking seen shit. But we'll go with video game characters because I actually have no clue like what good role model you could get from Western media. But like some of my examples, some of my role models for at least like body physique would be like Raiden from Metal Gear Rising, Doom guy from Doom. What is it? Senator Armstrong even from Metal Gear Rising, like physical examples, or like again mindset wise, you know, we again go back to mindset wise, we would go from a lot of the characters from Witcher, or like some of the Witchers from the Witcher series, right? You typically have like a really nice mindset, you know, like stoic, sort of brave mindset, you know, and they have like magic and this cool shit, super rad. Although maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Fucking dear gods, my microphone is dying. This is how you know I'm a professional YouTuber, guys. But yeah, there's like a lot of role models. It sounds like I'm talking out of my ass. Fair enough, but just try it at the least. If it's bullshit, fine. Go ahead and comment and tell me, yeah, you're full of shit. You know, I don't agree with you with X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, okay, you know, fair. Prove me wrong. But either way, those are my standing points at the moment. I may make some videos about like going in more in depth with video games or anime, talk about like what sort of lessons you can learn from that and how that can apply to your life, right? But either way, that's all I have to say, and yeah, arigato gozaimasu, amigos. Arigato gozaimasu. Gotta put the can't fucking speak words. All right, goodbye.